Happy Black Friday, Denver. I am your MC of the evening, John Ekstrom, and I am pleased to bring you this show with my two compadres. First up, Kevin Batstone.
What's up, guys? Happy Black Friday.
And Arthur Raw.
You know we keep it chilly, and it's so much fun to be here. I love this show.
Here we are on YouTube, having a great time, all enjoying a post-Thanksgiving haze. If you are watching us on YouTube, what you should do is go on your favorite podcatcher, hit subscribe, rate us, review us. Those kinds of things all help. We appreciate you. We love you forever. Gentlemen, I hope you had a happy Turkey Day. Today is Black Friday. How you feeling?
I feel great, man. Had some smoked turkey off the Traeger. Spatchcocked it for the first time. It went extremely well. Black Friday, here we are. It's time to do some purchasing, right? We got Small Business Saturday coming up, Cyber Monday. A lot of folks are going to be spending some money here in the next few days.
Art, do you do Happy Friday? You always do Happy Friday. What the fuck am I talking about?
Black Friday.
Do you do Black Friday? Is that your thing?
Absolutely not. Okay, so I don't go out into public and deal with all these people looking for special deals. Like I know how to find special deals any day of the week. Okay, like that's how it goes. I used to date a couponer. Okay.
Okay.
So
all right.
I know how to get that done. And honestly, like if I'm doing anything, it's the Cyber Monday. Like I'm not going out into the mass of people that are, and we've all seen the videos, right?
It's fucked up.
It's like a Walmart employee.
People getting trampled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember
exactly.
back in the 90s. You guys remember when that woman got her ear bitten off for a Furby? When Furbies were like the hottest thing. This might have been up in my neck of the woods in New England, but she literally got her ear bit off over the last Furby on the shelf.
Mike
on Black
Tyson
Friday.
style.
It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, totally.
Wow. Yeah. No, I don't do it either. But it is a noteworthy day, and I mean, so much of everything has moved online. I will say, one time I did Black Friday, just one time. And I was living with my now wife. We were girlfriend, boyfriend at the time. It was our first major purchase together. We found a good deal on a big TV. We were living in a tiny, little 2-bedroom apartment in Wash Park. And so we went over to, I think it was Sam's Club, actually. And they had a bunch of them left. We were late, too, because we were probably hungover. We're
Coming
in our
out of
20s.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
But we showed up and we go, all right, we're going to buy this together. And holy shit, dude, that felt like a moment. All of a sudden, It's like we've done a major purchase together.
We did a thing.
Yeah, we did an adult thing. Huh?
How much did you end up spending on that TV?
TVs are even cheaper now than they were then.
Yeah.
This was fucking 15 years ago. We spent like $800 on it.
So 15 years ago, was that before LCD or was it plasma?
No,
plasma
it was none of that shit.
So it was still tube.
Yeah. I think it was still. I mean, it was flat screen.
Okay. But it was still a tube.
I think so. No, it was. It didn't have the fat ass on the the back end.
It didn't have that big booty TV.
No. So we bought it at 10 a.m. We got a couple of Egg McMuffins, came home, and then sat and watched our giant TV, and we're like,
fuck yeah.
That sounds like a fantastic way to spend a Friday.
It was all right, but I mean, so Black Friday, I mean, we're very savvy consumers. We don't need to go and fight the crowds. And I certainly am not. I mean, this is yesterday, but we certainly never shop on Thanksgiving. Because everyone deserves to have a day off.
I would agree with that. And that's the thing, too, is Black Friday is now rolled into Thanksgiving. It's like, we're going to open the doors at 6 p.m. on Thursday night when you guys get done eating the turkey and everyone's going out. It's like, no, we just had some wine. Let's have some apple pie or pumpkin pie, whatever your preference is. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, God love you if you're working that day. Hopefully, I mean, most places, you get some places now that are closing, and I hope they continue to do that.
Yeah.
Just everyone deserves kind of a day off. Grocery stores are one thing, and Kev, you can certainly speak to that.
And a lot of them close, though, at 4 p.m.
That's great.
And that's the way it should be.
I
It
100%
should be that way.
agree.
Yeah. Gives people some time to hang out with their family or at least have, that recuperation time. I mean, it's part of the holidays, and that's what it's weird because when you work in those specific job industries where you're going to work holidays, when I was in car sales, I would work every single holiday. I was working on the holidays.
Wait, who's buying a fucking car on the holidays?
People go in and buy cars. Yeah, they do.
Really?
They want to buy a car because they know there's going to be deals and stuff and all this other stuff. And yeah, man. So anyone who's out there working and was working yesterday, props to you, and we appreciate you. All y'all keep this country moving.
All right, so Small Business Saturday is one of the days. One of the things I make a point to do is I go to the record store on Small Business Saturday because I love finding new music. I have a nice vinyl collection. It's small and stately, let's put it that way.
Okay.
But it is distinguished. It's not huge, but what are we talking about here? Oh, right. We're talking about my vinyl collection.
Yes.
And
Which is quite massive, if I had to guess.
oh, well, thank you.
Distinguished, as you had mentioned.
Distinguished, stately.
Stately. I don't know what that means. We'll find out later.
It's
Yeah,
no, it's
Magnifico?
Just perfect. Yeah,
It's prestige.
Yeah, you
It's
cut
top
off
shelf
me right
mustard.
as I did the chef's kiss. So, stately is like this. So, you may go to the record store and find the latest Grammy nominees. So, Grammy nominations are out as of this week. We got lots of good stuff this year. Normally, I don't care about this because I follow genres that aren't normally recognized by the Grammys. But this year, a lot of great shit. Like Lizzo's record is just an all-timer, just a banger. We have it on vinyl. It is front to back one of the best albums I have ever heard. So she is getting recognition from that, deservedly so. That Harry Styles record is really, really good too. So he comes out of One Direction. That Harry's House record, terrific. But in the hard rock section, you've got both Turnstile and Idols. Turnstile will melt your face. And so on one of the very first episodes of Happy Friday that we did, it was, we talked about that Blink-182 concert that's coming to Denver next July.
Yep.
You know who's opening for them? Turnstile. Turnstile is great, and they've been around for a long time, and finally they're getting some recognition from like the mainstream. Dude, these guys are the next big thing. Turnstile is great. Idols is amazing. It was cool. Anything grab you guys on the Grammy list?
You know, I think when I look at, because I'm a country guy, right? Country, bluegrass,
sure, yeah.
And I love those genres. And they do get recognized, but on the country side, a lot of it is kind of that, what I like to call like the mainstream bubblegum pop country.
Pop country.
Right. Which I like some of it, but not all of it. So on the country side, it's predictable. You're going to have the Taylor Swifts of the world, the Blake Sheltons. These guys are going to be always in the running. The artists that I follow are a little bit more like red dirt country, a little bit more underground, guys that don't really make it to the Grammy stage. But hey, if you're on the Grammy stage, that's impressive.
That is impressive. And, as a recording artist, like I've been there, all of us have those pipe
You've been to the
dreams.
Grammys?
No, I've been a recording artist. And honestly, I've been there in my mind. But it's
Who hasn't, man?
It's one of those things where it's like, you're finally getting the accolades, you're getting recognition, but where do you go from there then? Like, what's the next big step for you? Because once your circumstances change and now you've succeeded, now you need to change how you're going to succeed again, because as we continue to succeed in life, our circumstances will change with that obtained success. And so it's interesting, like, what are all these artists going to be doing after this Grammy Awards, and like how are they going to be pushing it forward, keep pushing the envelope forward?
Totally. So one of my favorite podcasts that I listen to is called Krista Makes a Podcast, and he is the lead singer of Less Than Jake. He talks about when we started a band, we wanted to play our local Florida venue, and if we played that, so like in Denver, if you played the Ogden or the Gothic or maybe the Fillmore is big.
It is.
But if you played one of those venues, like that's a mountain that you climb, and all of a sudden you go, oh, we need another mountain to climb. And so that's true of life, right?
It
Like,
is.
so let's pick a new mountain to climb. And I mean, maybe that's the case. I don't know if Turnstile or Idols or any of these bands that I love were like, I hope someday we get a Grammy nomination. I kind of doubt it. But I would never dare to guess their motivations.
Yeah, I mean, when you step into that kind of arena in the music world, you're always thinking big picture, right? Playing
Yeah.
Red Rocks, getting a Grammy nomination for sure. And with the Grammys, we all just see that 2-3 hour program that's highly produced and kind of edited down to just focus on the big hitters. It's like it's a big ordeal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of awards that don't really get shown in the public light. For the best engineers, sound producers, things of that
Totally.
nature. A lot of those guys get left out of the limelight a little bit.
Well, and I mean, that's right in my wheelhouse as someone who does John of all trades. I love seeing how shit's made. Like that's where the rubber meets the road for me, man. Like the work that goes on behind the scenes to make the art that we all love is something that's fascinating to me. And to that point, one of my favorite things in the world, we've talked about it multiple times on this show, is live music. Mm-hmm. And Art has some news about the Mission Ballroom or something going next to the Mission Ballroom. But next time we go to Mission, where are we going first?
Man, we are going to go to the new Left Hand Brewery that's opening up near the Mission Ballroom, like our excellent, sexy, dapper MC just stated. My goodness.
So Left Hand,
Talented man.
they started, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is a Colorado company, right? It was somewhere up north, Longmont.
Yeah.
It was Longmont, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was working up there one time, and I was like, where's a good place to get a beer? And they're like, you have to go to Left Hand. Love the logo, first of all. I love the way that they market it. It's really cool. It's really simple. It's direct, concise, and to the point. I like this. And next time, because Mission is a really cool venue. We went and saw the Midnight there.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the show that we saw. There's really not a bad seat in the house no matter where you're at. So I'm excited. Next time I go to Mission, which will be definitely soon, I think Billy Strings is coming to town. I want to go see him. I'm going to grab a cold one there.
Oh, totally. Like Left Hand Milk Stout, one of the best beers out there. I mean, Left Hand does great work. And so, I mean, the craft beer scene in Rhino is ever evolving. I read an interview recently with the proprietor of Our Mutual Friend, and Epic just moved out. So Epic is giving up its space. 10 Barrel is gone. 10 Barrel owned by AB InBev. It's continually changing, but Left Hand, one of the OGs. And it's so cool to see them get down there and get next to such a great music venue. Great music, great beer together. Terrific.
They're going to make a lot of money down there. That's a terrific location. And Mission is really quickly becoming Denver's new favorite. I mean, outside of Red Rocks.
I mean, the sound quality there alone is
and the views,
so
dude.
Good.
Like,
it's so good.
Like the fact that there's not a bad spot where you can go pretty much anywhere and be like, I am seeing some great shit.
Well, hey, and if you've been to Mission multiple times and you try to sit up in the concrete seating area, a little trade tip is that
tip trade.
Yeah, they actually have cushions way up top. You could go grab some cushions way up top and sit comfortably there. So I learned that last time I was there. One of the other listeners was like, "Hey, they actually have cushions and stuff." So,
or you could get some pork on a fork and just create your own cushion in your own ass.
I would agree with that. I mean, if you need a cushion for the pushing up there to sit for the show, I mean, come on, Red Rocks, we're sitting on rocks, guys. There are no cushions at Red Rocks.
Wood. I mean,
I mean, that's true. There is some wood, but that's still a pretty hard surface for your bottom.
I mean, people bring blankets and stuff, but it's not too often you have a venue that actually provides comfortability. But you have to know about it. So if you didn't know and you're going to Mission, they do have some padding for that
I'm not sure comfortability is a word.
Comfortability is going in Webster's.
Comfortability?
As he delivered it right into camera.
Comfortability.
With the confidence of a fucking sociopath. That was amazing. All right. You got the good vibes.
Yes.
I love you making up words.
Forever and always.
Keep the good vibes train rolling here. All right. What's up?
Man, well, the good vibes, what else is going on is when you're duly in love, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but when you're in love and your feelings are sky high and you really want to do it to the maximum, why not get married at 30,000 feet? That's right. A couple did get married at 30,000 feet on a Frontier flight, and I can respect that. I really can. Like, you know, that's going all the way up high. But here's the thing, okay? So I'm a single male and I'm enjoying it, okay? Yeah. But if I was to find the right person, I would consider getting married. And if I was to get married on a Frontier flight, I would really hope that the flight staff would give me a free pass and open up the bathroom door and allow me to join the Mile High Club.
So a couple things here. First of all, you know, I'm not going to dog Frontier. It's a decent airline. You know, I put it in the Southwest category, of course, but you know, it's kind of the Walmart of the airlines, if you will. So hey, that's cool. Appreciate Frontier, you know, allowing those guys to get married up there. Second of all, we talked about the Mile High Club a few times. I tried to get my ex-girlfriend to do that with me, and she declined the offer. So I did not experience that. But one of the things that's interesting is we call it the Mile High Club, but really we're talking it's about 6.5 miles in the sky at over 30 to 40,000 feet, depending on cruising altitude. Why is that? Shouldn't it be the 6 mile club, 7 mile club?
It doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, but the Mile High, wouldn't that be getting laid in Denver?
It is getting laid in Denver. Like, honestly, like if you grew up in Denver, then you're already part of the Mile High Club. But let's hit that 30K club.
That's not the Mile High Club, though.
But those bathrooms are so small. Like, like you really have to be on that level with somebody. Like, this can't be like your third or fourth time. You have to like really be intimate with this person. And understand
you got to be pretty horned up to want to do it in an airplane bathroom.
I would agree with that.
Because an airplane bathroom is both there's space considerations. It's also not terribly romantic.
No.
And Frontier, again, I'm not going to slag Frontier here on our public platform. But also, the fees that Frontier tends to charge people, I can only imagine what they charge for a wedding, right?
I know.
Because it's like, would you like a cup of ice? Yeah, that'll be $2. right?
Yes.
Do you want to get married? What is that going to cost me? It's probably cheaper than most venues that you're going to pay. As someone who's paid for a wedding, well, I mean, who's done a wedding that someone else was goodly enough to pay for, I know what it costs.
Is goodly a word?
Yeah.
Goodly?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure here.
Yeah.
I know I'm sitting next to a professional writer here and stuff, but
But if let's put it this way: if I were to get married in the sky, Frontier would probably not be my number one choice.
That's kind of what I was getting at a little bit, John. It makes me think of the movie Just Married. I don't think that was Frontier, but I don't know if you ever saw that with Brittany Murphy and Ashton Kutcher. They're flying over to Europe for their honeymoon, and they try to join the Mile High Club. He gets his foot stuck in the shitter. I mean, it's a whole ordeal, really. But, yeah, the fact remains, Mile High Club, I don't really understand why it's called that. And I would agree. I don't think I would perform well at that altitude.
No, I mean, let's just say this whole thing, I loved the romantic energy of it. But it's not a personal choice that I would make for myself.
Yes. And to end on a positive note, congratulations to those guys. Hope you have a fantastic honeymoon wherever the hell they went.
Yes,
I think they were going to Hawaii or something.
Hopefully you asked the flight attendants for free reign on the bathroom. I really hope you did.
I hope it was successful for you in one way or the other. All right, let's go to TV. Kev, what do we got next?
TV, guys. Everyone knows I love Yellowstone. I've been watching it since it came out. Kevin Costner. It's ridiculous the money that this guy is making per episode. They said it's somewhere around $10 million an ep that Kevin Costner is pulling in. It's fantastic.
Biggest show in America, though, right?
Biggest show in primetime cable ever. It pulled 12.1 million views on the season 5 premiere.
Not ever, man.
Oh, ever.
No,
on paid cable TV, not regular network like over the air.
Okay.
Paid cable.
All right.
It pulled the highest audience ever on a season premiere. It blew The Sopranos out of the water. Because that's what I compare the show to. Because that was like the last time I was this in love with a program. It's fantastic. Art, I know you've seen a few seasons. You haven't started 5 yet.
I've seen everything other than the new season.
So
I'm going to get caught up.
You're about 3 episodes behind.
So we could get on these Sunday night watch parties.
John,
I want to do that.
I know you said you were interested in it, but you haven't started it yet.
No. At a certain point, Kev, I'll be honest with you, it's probably not going to happen for me. Because
it's too far gone.
At a certain point, prestige TV becomes like homework, right? Where there's too much back story where it's like, if I'm going to catch up on this, then that's like me undertaking fucking like resanding my deck, right? Or repainting my house, right?
That sounds
like
satisfying.
Like all of a sudden you're going, I have how many hours of television to catch up on?
It's a lot.
Like, so
About 53 hours.
Breaking Bad is one of the best shows ever.
Yes.
Right? So one thing I did, I bandwagoned the last 5 episodes, and that really pissed off people. People got mad, like literally angry at me. They go, "Oh, you can't do that. You have to watch it from the beginning." And I go,
"You just watched the last 5 episodes of Breaking Bad?"
Uh-huh. Yeah, see, this is exactly
That's so disappointing.
Dude, people get pissed.
Well, it's because you miss so much juicy.
Yeah,
like
but
it's like if you were a lion out on the African prairie on the plains, and you were looking at that juicy gazelle, and then you let the whole thing just sit there and rot for a couple days before you actually started biting into it. And sure, you got some meat, you got some bites, but it just wasn't fresh. I don't know, man.
It's an interesting analogy.
Yeah, so you're comparing my television watching with a lion fighting for its own survival.
Yes.
Which, by the way, might be a little overwrought in terms of your imagery, because we're talking about TV, man. Like, it's not fucking homework. And so much of this becomes homework, right? And so we're going to talk about it in the next segment. But, like, here's the thing. I recognize Yellowstone has got to be a brilliant show.
It's so good.
Because, like, people love it.
The cast is great. The acting is tremendous. The writing is great. That's my thing. So, to echo off your point, I did the same thing with Shameless. So everyone's like, Shameless is awesome. You need to watch it from the get. And I came in at like season 8 or 9, like towards the end. And I'm like, I'm entertained by this. And they're like, no. You got to go back.
You know what?
So I hear you.
Be postmodern in your viewing habits. Who gives a shit? None of this matters. The fact that you're annoyed by this makes me feel like I made the right decision.
No, I mean, I could understand why people were frustrated. But at the same time, it's all what is worth it to you.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to invest that time, like, sometimes I'll take some spoilers. Like, someone's like, hey, I watched this. I'm like, I'm not going to watch that movie. I'm not going to invest the time in it.
Totally.
So you can go ahead and spoil that movie for me. I want to know what happened.
Well, and dude, here's the thing. We can make recommendations at each other all day. One of my favorite shows of the last, 10 years is a show called Red Oaks. Do you guys know what that is?
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
It's on Amazon Prime. It takes place at a country club in the 1980s. It's one of the fall down funniest fucking shows I've ever seen. You guys will never, ever watch it. Here's the thing. That's okay.
Now that you told me that, John, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, that's
Fine.
like a
Okay,
hold
so
your beer
reverse
moment for
psychology
Kevin.
apparently plays a very important role here.
Especially for Kevin.
But so that show is amazing. It is one of my favorite shows. I don't recommend shows to people anymore unless they specifically ask me, like, is there something that I should be watching? Right? Because there's simply too much out there.
There's a lot.
And so, like, I recognize Yellowstone's brilliance. I can see its brilliance. I read about Yellowstone on the internet. I'm one of the weird people who loves television criticism, probably more than I even like television.
Okay.
I read this shit. Master's degree in media studies, right? I can't help it.
I can see you doing that. That's
So,
why.
like-
That's why it makes me laugh.
Like, I always wanted to get called into HR when I worked my corporate gig because it's like, you seem to be reading just essays about TV shows. Like, it's like, yeah, I really am. Like, this job is boring as fuck. And I'm not shopping. I'm not doing social media. There's no porn. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I like reading television criticism.
So what have you seen in the criticism? Have you seen mostly good with
Oh, yeah.
Yellowstone?
Yeah, no,
According
like-
to what you see?
No, I mean, basically, it's like people going or people talking about, the various story plot or story twists and all that. People wondering about the future of Rip and Beth's relationship in this season.
Yeah, that's a big storyline.
Yeah, I mean, he's governor now.
Yeah, John Dutton's governor of Montana.
yeah.
A lot going on, guys. Season 5.
All right.
I can't wait to dive into this. But we got to dive into other things as well.
Yeah,
and
no, and-
let's keep it moving. Let's keep it walking.
100%. Thank the fuck Christ this show is over. So The Walking Dead finally wrapped up.
Thank God.
Yeah, like that was just too
Good
much.
Lord.
So it wrapped up its 29th, 38th, 87th season.
Something like that, John.
This year it started in 2010. I was in it for a while.
I was too.
Really liked
First
it.
4 seasons were dope.
Yes and no. Sometimes, like when we were on Herschel's farm in season 2, I felt like that was never ever going to end. It was basically them walking around talking about the nature of existence, and I go, "Is this fucking grad school again?" Like
Yeah.
this is like what I'm going through again. But eventually, I just tapped out, and I learned the value of tapping out on a show. Mm-hmm. The Walking Dead is one of those things that you can't escape, though, because I keep reading about it, and it's one of those things that keeps pulling massive ratings. Sounds like you guys bailed out about the same time.
I did. AMC did a great job with it, of course, and then The Talking Dead, and there was a lot of these other, programs that resulted of it. And I really did enjoy the first few seasons. I liked the drama. I liked the storyline. I liked how the main character. What's
Rick?
That? Yeah,
Rick Grimes.
And then he was getting into it with his buddy in the first season because Shane, and Shane was like losing his. I liked that drama aspect of it.
Yeah, because Shane had fucked Lori.
She had fucked Lori, right? And then so as the seasons progressed, he talked about Herschel's farm. When they ended up in the prison, like as their base, that's when I started.
Man.
That's when I started losing interest a little bit. Everything started to become very repetitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carl was starting to become a man. And
Coral.
Yeah.
The way Rick says Carl.
Coral.
Like, so, dude, me and my wife will just.
He's British.
Well, he is, but he's trying to do a southern accent, and it just came out like it was spelled Coral.
I've seen the memes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Coral.
Yeah.
My wife and I will just say that to each other. It's hilarious.
You and your wife say a lot of things together that are like movie quotes, show quotes. I like that. I kind of enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Art, what about you? We haven't heard from you on The Walking Dead.
I mean, I liked The Walking Dead. I mean, it was a great show. It was really scratching that itch that a lot of people had for this type of survival, post-apocalyptic, and the plot was drawing us in and stuff. However, they went way too long with it. Sometimes, you just have to understand that everything is not meant to last forever. And so you really just need to end it well. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Since we're talking shows, cinema, things of that nature, one of my favorite movies that I've watched in a long, long time is Rogue One, the Star Wars story. And the main reason why behind that is because all of the characters, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen this, but they all die at the end. And I love that. I love because life is not a pretty place all the time, and we all have to face our own mortality at some point in time. When you get a movie that encapsulates that and you can feel that, I love it.
Yeah, 100%.
So they should have ended Walking Dead a long time ago, is what I'm saying.
They overstayed their welcome.
Yeah.
As far as good stories go, you need a good beginning, good middle, good end. Walking Dead, one of the most amazing pilots you've ever seen.
Agreed.
First episode, incredible. I have no idea how satisfying the ending was.
I didn't see it.
Whatever, man.
Got way
that
too
ship
far
has
behind.
sailed for
Somebody
me.
can spoil that for us.
Yeah,
We'd
go
be
ahead.
okay with that.
So, get at us on the socials. Happy Friday Den is where you can do that. Happy Friday Denver at gmail.com. Send us a long, angry email about how much you hate our takes on The Walking Dead and Yellowstone. We'd be happy to read them on air.
Absolutely.
By the way, this is what I'm watching when I'm watching television. It's pro wrestling.
You wouldn't say.
I know. Go on. Hold on. Wait a minute. That seems atypical of John Ekstrom. So, AEW did its big Full Gear pay-per-view. MJF won the title from Jon Moxley. William Regal shockingly turned on Jon Moxley, member of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Okay.
Slipped the brass knuckles to MJF. MJF is the new champion. Wow. What a turn. We've got WWE coming up this weekend, Survivor Series. It is War Games. I have been to a War Games, and that is a bananas event. So we've got the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and the honorary Us, Sami Zayn, versus, cut to yourself because this is perfect. Like, I will talk about this nerd shit.
You don't tell me how to do camera cuts when I'm over here.
I will. I'm gonna.
No, or else I'm X-naying you from camera
That's
cuts
fine.
for the rest of the evening, John.
Hey, that's tough but fair. Fighting the Brawling Brutes. So we've got Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch. Also goes by the name Pete Dunne. I know him as Pete Dunne. I saw him participate in War Games. Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. This should be wild. Kev, are you keeping up with this at all?
No.
Not at all?
I wouldn't say not at all. I mean, I try to keep an eye on. I see a lot of it come through the social media, so I kind of have an idea of what's going on with the professional wrestling world. I did hear a rumor. I don't know if that they might try to get Stone Cold Steve Austin back at a WrestleMania match one more time.
He seems to be shooting it down,
Yeah.
but I think he's misdirecting.
Come on, Stone Cold, get back in there, crack 2 cold ones for the audience.
You know,
Let's go.
He fought Austin Theory at the last WrestleMania. Or no, not Austin Theory. Who the hell did he fight? Kevin Owens. He fought Kevin Owens. And it was okay. Like
Wasn't a great match.
I don't need the nostalgia shit though.
Yeah.
Like, just give me the guys who are current. Like
Yeah, you're
Stone
right.
Cold does a great podcast.
I'm holding on to the old times of wrestling, John.
Yeah, well, I know you are.
I love Stone Cold, but that's another story.
Okay, so breaking news here. I'm going to the Royal Rumble in January.
Oh, badass.
Down in San Antonio. So,
That's gonna be fun.
So I'm getting geared back up. So I'm trying to exercise my nerd.
I'm
genes
excited
here.
for you, man.
Out of all the pay-per-views, I think Royal Rumble was one of my favorites.
My absolute favorite.
I mean, there's like the
100%,
quarter
yeah.
bangers, right? Like you look at Royal Rumble, SummerSlam,
No.
obviously WrestleMania.
It goes WrestleMania, or no, I'm sorry. It goes Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
Those are the 4 bangers.
Those are the 4.
Yep.
And so Survivor Series is happening this weekend. Now that Triple H is in charge, much more exciting.
That's what I've been hearing. I've heard he's doing a really good job. Him and Stephanie
Yeah.
McMahon kind of taking the reins.
Yeah.
And it was time
Vince
for Vince.
is done.
Vince needed to take an exit.
I mean, you don't want a man in your late 70s running the entity. Let's apply that however you want to apply it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone needs their time to enjoy walks
Yeah.
without thinking about the day job.
That's true. And
So very, very, very exciting. The time is nigh, Kev.
Well, I mean, speaking of nostalgia, we talk about Christmas music, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not a big fan of it. And so how early is too early to start
I
playing
knew we
it?
were friends for many reasons.
I worked in the grocery business for over 15 years. That's all I had to listen to from before Thanksgiving until literally the new year, and it will burn you out. And it burnt me the hell out. Now, there is times where it's acceptable. You know, you're at a festive event and it's playing, you know, Jingle Bell Rock. Think about Home Alone, one of my favorite movies of all time. But at the end of the day, guys, Christmas music really shouldn't be playing until, the 13 days of Christmas at the earliest? I mean, come on. Why are we playing this thing the day after Halloween?
I
agree.
don't know.
I agree. It's too early if you're playing Christmas music before Thanksgiving. And where's the Thanksgiving music, right? Like they have all of this like creepy Halloween music. They have all this jolly Christmas music. Where's the Thanksgiving music at?
What's the Thanksgiving music, Art?
I think Thanksgiving music is centralized around family. It's centralized about eating a lot of food.
Give me some tracks.
I mean, I don't know the tracks.
The Pilgrim March?
I don't know. Like it needs to. Why is there not a Thanksgiving playlist?
Yeah.
I know one Thanksgiving song.
Okay.
It's Adam Sandler's The Thanksgiving Song.
Oh yeah.
Adam Sandler is great.
Gobble, gobble, goo, and gobble, gobble, gickle. I'd eat turkey if it cost a nickel.
Adam Sandler is fantastic. I remember one of his first record, What the Hell Happened to Me or whatever it was. I remember listening to that kind of growing up.
That's the second one. First one is they're all going to laugh at you.
John, you would know that.
Of course I would.
Yeah, I trust your judgment on that.
Yeah, no, I'm a dick like that.
No, that's just, that's good, solid information. But
So to answer your question, no, playing Christmas music right after Thanksgiving, okay, that's appropriate. Like, you finish the next holiday, and you can now play Christmas music. But if you're doing it after Halloween, like...
it's too soon.
Yeah, it's way too soon.
Yeah,
Do what you do, right? Let me ask you this. Do you do a Christmas tree?
Yes.
Of course, you have children.
Yes.
When do you put that Christmas tree up?
It'll be after Thanksgiving.
See, I like that because so many folks will do it before Thanksgiving, for Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving. Like, let's get through one holiday before we get to the next, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's like, I guess some people start doing Halloween candy right after 4th of July.
What? No, I've never heard that.
No,
There's some people that love Halloween for sure, and they like.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
You
But most people wait for it to get a little bit colder and the leaves to start to
Right.
fall and
You
stuff.
want to get in that, So I don't know. With Christmas music, guys, I respect it. There's a lot of good ones out there that are very nostalgic. Some of it's kind of religious music, which I don't care for that side of the Christmas side.
Sure.
But that's another story. I just think let's keep it to December at the max.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. And I'm going to go ahead and say this, though. I do like singing, like, Christmas-esque type of songs, but where I'm, like, freestyling it.
Are you going to go caroling,
And
Art?
just having a fun time with it. Like, it's the day for giving, Thanksgiving.
You're freestyling?
No, but it's just fun to, like, have fun with those type of songs, and there's a lot of great melodies in there, and Christmas music is so popular because the way that it was made and put together is actually it's an art, okay, but it just gets overplayed, but it
That's
has
the
its
problem.
place. It has its place.
Christmas is designed to be a vibe. It's not, for a variety of personal reasons, a vibe that I always identify with. I'm not always super stoked for the season. It's nice that I have kids now because that really helps you get into the...
Because they get excited.
Yeah, and that's
and they're
fun.
kids, and they're guileless, and they don't have any history. Like, so you are writing their history. So as much as you can write a positive history for them, the better it's going to be.
I
like
agree.
that.
So that tends to help. So we have some Christmas stuff to do this weekend. And as we transition to the end of the show, what do we have going on? First thing, Art, you've been to this.
Yes, I have. It's the Denver Chris Kindle.
Chris Kindle.
Chris Kindle. I always get a little anxious sometimes when I say words that I've said 1,000 times and overthink, but that's just part of being alive. But if you want to be alive and you want to get out into the cold and enjoy some hot liquor or enjoy some hot cocoa, go down to 16th Street Mall. It's a great place. It's a great vibe. There's cool music happening. Everyone's out there
Well,
being
it's Civic
extremely...
Center Park, not 16th Street Mall.
Oh, they changed it on me this year.
Well, so no, we did the 16th Street Mall thing last week.
Okay.
This one is down at Civic Center Park.
Yeah.
Kevin, I would appreciate it if I didn't cut the camera to you and you weren't shaking your head at me.
Well, I mean, it says it right here, Art. Did you not read the script?
I didn't read the script.
Dude, I'm
this
going to
week.
start telling you how to cut the camera again.
No. God damn it, John, you don't do that. No, but it's going to be a lot of fun. You want to get festive. That's a good place to go do it.
All right, here's another one. Camp Christmas. I've been to this before. I did it when it was at Stanley Marketplace. It's out at Heritage Lakewood Belmar Park. It runs 11/17 to 12/24. It is wild. It is so weird. So it's Camp Christmas. So it's like camp. So like not like summer camp, but like campy. So a lot of like weird, ironic shit, and it's fun. And I have a friend. His name is Jeff. Not the Jeff you guys met, but a different Jeff. I have a lot of Jeffs in my life, as it turns out. Like, we have another Jeff.
Wait, there's another Jeff on the Master Gas side.
So
Yes.
this is Jeff number 3. No, fuck, Jeff number 4 because Jeff Morton.
Jeff
Yeah.
Morton, yep. Jeff Davis. Good Lord.
Yeah. Jeff Heights, who was at the Freakish Shin, is with us.
Solid lad.
This one's called Jeff Bontrager.
Wait for me, Jeffy.
Jeff Krosky, you're right.
And so he rented a party bus and took us out to Stanley, and a bunch of us decided to hit the, what did you call it, Bob Marley?
Yes.
On the way out there. And when you are surrounded by campy shit, it is quite an evening, bro. Like, it is.
What, like, so s'mores, like
No,
fires? What do you mean
not
campy?
like summer camp.
What do you mean campy?
Like, so.
What does that mean?
So, Susan Sontag describes camp as failed seriousness.
Okay.
So, like, have you ever heard of a movie that's campy? Like, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is described as campy.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's kind of over the top, and it's weird, and it's a little bit surreal.
Okay. So
it's Camp Christmas, bro.
I didn't know the definition of campy.
Yeah, so
I was figuring
that's
that
what it
like
is.
Camp-esque is like
No,
what I was thinking.
No.
See, this is what it's like sitting next to a professional writer. I'm going to learn every single week with this man here.
It's going to be a new segment of Happy Friday, I think. Let's teach Art some words.
And
Yes, I
then
need all the help I
sometimes
can get.
I talk about pro wrestling in 2 segments because Lucha Libre and Laughs is tonight at the Oriental Theater.
Hell
and
yeah.
that should be amazing. Nick Gossert, I've had on my show twice. Lucha Libre and Laughs is one of the best nights in Denver, 100%. If you guys have never gone, it's pro wrestling and stand-up comedy. It is so funny. It is so rewarding. You cheer the bad guys, you cheer the good guys, you boo the bad guys. Amazing night.
The heels in the face.
That's right.
That's that wrestling terminology. We also got some fun stuff going on this week, guys. The Tanner Gunn Show, always a great time. Those guys come out, have a lot of fun. It's going to be at the Crowne Plaza Airport Convention Center. They moved it. It used to be in Castle Rock, so they're kind of moving around a little bit. I might check it out.
Absolutely. And, of course, Small Business Saturday. We mentioned that earlier. If you want to check that out, Denver Makers Market, and that's in Park Hill Treasures off of East Colfax. That's Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1,500 people. That's military time for 3 p.m.
Support small business. I'm a huge advocate for that. Support small business, guys. Obviously, it's good to give your money to the man, but support small businesses. I 100% love that they're doing this. I'd like to make an appearance.
That is literally 5 blocks from my house.
Everything's 5 blocks from your house, John. Every time we have something, it's like, that's right by my house.
You guys keep picking shit that happens in East Denver. Okay? Like, literally, I don't write these segments. Every time you go, wow, that's like right near.
He's like, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, well, and my wife has that on our calendar. So, like, we'll probably be there.
Okay.
You can also see, like, one of the only places in Denver where there's a King Soopers across the street from a Safeway. Like, literally, it's divided by Cremeria Street.
Oh,
Between
yeah.
13th
I know
and
exactly
14th.
where you're at. Yep.
Those are my grocery stores.
Yep.
So
used to work that area.
Fantastic.
Yep,
All
I'm
right.
familiar.
All right, we're getting out of here for this week. Rate, review, and subscribe. Make sure you go on your favorite podcatcher. And hit subscribe. Brand new episodes will come directly to you. You don't have to do anything. Take a minute. Review it. Rate it. The rating takes like literally half a second.
It's quick.
Write something you like about Happy Friday. That would help our visibility. If you're enjoying us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to Discussion Combustion. What else we got here? Happy Friday Den on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. HappyFridayDenver@gmail.com. Send us segments. We will read it on the air. We're happy to promote, again, local shit, local businesses, anyone who's creating anything. The Fricashinas are the band that play our theme song. Happy Friday, Denver. Happy Black Friday, Denver. Hit it, Justin. We out of here.